Hello, everybody. This is Kenny C here from Chilling with Jeffrey Kenny C, bringing you an exclusive interview for the year 2015. My guest at this time is the owner of a comedy club called Uncle Vini's. It's been up and running since 2004, and he has Andrew Dice Clay that's going to be performing by the end of the month. I'm joined with the owner himself, Dino Ibelei. He is with me right now. Hello there, Dino.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing real good, sir, and I want to thank you for taking this time and joining me for this interview. I truly appreciate it, sir.
Oh, my pleasure.
So let's go ahead and begin. Your club officially launched back in the year 2004. Talk about what was the process like that led to this comedy club being launched, if you will.
Okay. Well, actually started back in April of '04. We had an Italian restaurant, and right next door was a psychic candle shop. And she was my subtenant, so we decided to give her walking papers. We wanted to put a banquet room there. And she wasn't that good of a psychic because she didn't know it was coming. So we put the banquet room in, and we were doing, parties on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, like small weddings and rehearsal dinners, showers, christenings, stuff like that. And I said to myself, well, what am I going to do on a Wednesday night besides like a Kiwanis Club dinner? So we decided to do comedy on Wednesday nights. Got busy. We added Saturday nights, Friday nights, and pretty much the comedy club overtook the restaurant. So now it's no longer an Italian restaurant. It's a comedy club serving Italian food. And here we are today, almost 11 years later.
That's incredible, the fact that the club has lasted that long. I mean, some companies don't even make it a year, let alone 5-6 months. That being said, did you ever thought that this club would last that long?
Well, I didn't realize that the company was going to explode. Again, we were the Italian restaurant doing comedy. Many of the naysayers were telling us, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make a Wednesday night club. How's that going to make it? And I guess hard work and putting in good talent pays.
Well, it must be very rewarding to prove the people wrong and to still be ongoing to this day. And I like the whole vibe of it from what I've been hearing from people, the Italian feel and just having people perform. You have had some big names. If you don't mind, if you can, please name some of the big name comedians and soap opera stars that has performed throughout the years. You can at least name a few if you like.
Yeah, well, Andrew Dice Clay is a regular at our club. He comes in about once every year and a half. That's his biggest name. I'm going to say he's the top 10 comedians of all time. He comes walking through the doors, and it's hysterical because they only seat about 120 people. And we're at BYOB. We only have a liquor license. So to have Andrew Dice Clay coming through the doors is amazing since the worst seat's only like 20 feet from the stage. We've had Sebastian Maniscalco, who's an up-and-comer right now, and it's funny to say an up-and-comer. He's been doing comedy for almost 20 years, but he's really exploding right now. He's not going to be in our club till August. I'm half sold out already. So he's one of our top names. Then we have the legends, Bobby Collins and Jackie the Joke Van Martin. We've had Artie Lang come through, Jim Norton from Opie and Anthony. Jim Florentine, Don Jameson. We've had all the names coming through. So right now we got Louis Anderson coming in for the first time in February. Looking forward to that. And we just keep plugging away. And what I always go for is I always go for the names. And I always take the chance. And the way I look at it is you got to give good shows. Because I don't have a liquor license. I can't make you drunk and make you laugh. They better be funny on stage. I have no choice.
I mean, well said. That's definitely understandable. I mean, obviously, any chance he can get to get some big names is a plus, but at the same time, they have to deliver. They have to deliver to the best of their ability. Otherwise, you're gonna make a lot of customers very mad, let alone Dino himself. That being said, has there been some embarrassing moments when a star was performing and how he or she still had to make the show going? Because anything can happen when it comes to a comedy show, whether it's microphone may not be working right or there may be a heckler or two. But has there ever been moments when Star had to perform and still had to keep the show moving?
Oh, sure. I mean, many of them. I mean, you would think that it's a BYOB, so nobody's going to get loud and rowdy. They're bringing in their own stuff. Well, you know what? It's actually worse. I had Bob Nelson up on stage, and this is probably one of the most hysterical, embarrassing moments for the customer, actually. Bob Nelson was on stage, and prior to him was this gentleman, Peter Potofsky. Peter was his opener. Really funny-looking person. And, I mean, if you look at his face, you just start laughing because it was just so, I'm going to say abnormal, but in a funny way. And this woman was walking. She had a little bit too much to drink, slipped and fell, landed on her butt.
Ooh.
So Peter had just got off the stage. He goes running over to her and says, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She just starts laughing and laughing. Okay, she's having a good time. She's laughing. So what? So he starts laughing back at her. She's laughing and laughing. All of a sudden, she starts to cry. And the woman had a little accident on the floor.
Wow.
I mean, it was, she did a little number one on us. And, she's embarrassed. Her date has to pick her up and carry her out, and she's, a little on the wet side. And, and you try telling the story, and people are like, how? At a BYOB, really? Well, the problem is when you have a liquor license and somebody's pouring a screwdriver, they know it's, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and the rest is orange juice. Well, people don't realize that because they're not all bartenders. So they'll pour half the glass of vodka and half the glass of orange juice and wonder, I only have one drink. Why am I buzzed? Well, you just had 4, actually.
Wow. That is crazy. I mean, anything can happen, and people thinking maybe it may be part of the act or whatever, but... some people, they come in, I want to sit up front. I've never seen a customer be a comedian. You are always going to lose. This one guy, he was in his late 60s. With the wife there, he kept going and going and going against Nick DiPaolo one night. And Nick just tore him to shreds, to the point that his wife was crying and said to her husband, "Please, I have to leave. This is so embarrassing." And ended up tossing him out. I mean, Nick held me back. I was going to toss him out a lot earlier, but he was having so much fun with them. And when the audience is cheering for the comedian, then you're acting like an ass in the comedy club. Nobody paid to see you or hear you. They paid to hear the comedian. But people don't get that. They think that the comedian needs help with the show. Not the case. They're the professionals. They don't need the help. That's well said, and it's comedy. It's no holds bar. If you can dish it, you better be able to take it. And apparently, this person thought he could make a name for himself at the expense of the star of the show. He got served. So,
yep.
And that just made that. It's stuff like that just makes things even more great. And I mean, if I was there and saw that, I'll be like, okay, I got my money's worth and then some. got to see a person make a hole of himself, and got embarrassed on the stage. So, people better be careful. Leave the jokes to the comedians. Let's just put it that way. You show up to enjoy yourself, have a good time, and laugh, and that's pretty much what it all boils down to. So I'm looking through the schedule here. You have Andrew Dice Clay coming up on January the 28th and the 29th. You have some other talents that's going to be headed this way. Why don't you go ahead and let people know who else is scheduled to be on the show within the next couple of months at least?
Okay, well, January 23rd and 24th, we have a unique comedian. It's Raymond the Amish comic. Needless to say, he's no longer Amish. He dresses the part, but no longer Amish. And when I tell you, one of the funniest guys that no one knows, he is. I can't. If you look at my Facebook page and you look at our website and his Facebook and Twitter, the amount of people after the show that want to take a picture with him and tell him how much of a great time they had and stuff like that, he's definitely someone you're going to take a look at. Obviously, Andrew Dice Clay, he's a legend. You always want to come see him. We have Wheels Parisi coming in the first week in February, very funny guy from the West Coast. Colin Quinn's coming in from Saturday Night Live, February 13th. February 14th, Valentine's Day night, we got Vic DiBitetto coming in. Vic DiBitetto may not be a household name, but when you talk about the bread and milk video from YouTube, he did a video maybe about 3 years ago. We're supposed to get a snowstorm here on the East Coast. He just did a short 30-second video. I got to get the bread and milk. From there, it just exploded. He's got like 27 million views on that video. Selling out theaters all over the tri-state area now. Real funny guy. And, of course, you got Louis Anderson coming in the last weekend in February. First time coming for us. Louis Anderson is another legendary comic. Been around for a long time. And we got a lot of good names coming up. And coming in March from MTV's Guy Code, we got our Christy Stefano. Excuse me. Chris is a very funny guy, as well. So we got a lot of names coming through.
And for people that wants to check out more info on Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, you can check out their official website. It is at www.unclevinniescomedyclub.com. That's VINNIES comedyclub.com. Click on the schedule tab and scroll through the months. And especially Andrew Dice Clay, 28th and 29th of January.
Yep.
And he's been on the show. He's been on the club for that matter on many occasions, and he's coming back. So go check it out. Now let me ask you this, Dino: has there been comedians that you have attempted to book but were unable to due to circumstances? Anyone that you really, really wanted on the show, on the club for that matter?
There's a couple of names we'd love to get through the doors. Kevin Nealon is somebody. We've been reaching out to him. Bill Burr is another one. Lisa Lampanelli. And again, Dice, I want to say, is a friend of mine. So he always loves coming to the club. And a lot of these other, like Sebastian Maniscalco, the first time coming through, he didn't know what to expect. But if you're a comic, you'll appreciate our club because it's a small, intimate venue. It's not like in the city where the lights are dark, you can't see the expressions on people's faces. I keep the lights pretty high up because I want the comic to see the reaction from the crowd. And I tell you, I've never heard a comedian say they hate it. If anything, they're actually running more material as they're on stage because the situation's happening in the crowd, crowd reactions. And that's the point of trying to get these other comics I'm looking for. They just have to experience it once. Once they experience it, I got them coming back. You know? Like Colin Quinn, took me almost 9 years to get him there. Now, he texts me like once a week, how you doing, how's everything going? And now he loves club. Loves it. But again, when you hear a BYOB, 120 seats, down by the Jersey Shore in the wintertime, who wants to go there? Well, we're actually busier in the wintertime than we are in the summer because we're a destination. We've been noted as one of the best comedy clubs on the tri-state area for a long time. And we just have to get them through the door. Once they get through the door, they'll always come back.
Well said, man. Absolutely well said. So what would your advice be to anyone out there that wants to start their own comedy club from the ground up? Obviously, it takes a lot of work, but from your perspective, what would your advice be to anyone that wants to at least consider starting a comedy club?
Well, don't open it in New Jersey because you're going to lose. But if you're going to open up a comedy club, remember one thing. You got to have money in your pocket. All right? A lot of these clubs, one-night comedy things, what they do is they start off like gangbusters, and they realize that they don't have the money to pay these comics, so then they start lowering the talent. Then they start doing open mic comedians, and they'll say, okay, well, you know what? We don't have a funny guy, but we're going to give him 6 comics. You know what? I'd rather see one funny guy than 6 not funny guys. And that's what a lot of these new clubs, new venues don't understand. And do your market research. I mean, if we're in Toms River or we're in Point Pleasant, don't open in the town between us. That's stupid. You know? Open up several miles away. You know, don't open up in the back hood of somebody because you're going to lose, especially if they've been around for 11, 12 years. You're not going to win, you know, unless you're a huge venue. You're going to wheel in Andrew Dice Clay caliber every weekend, and no one is doing that anymore because, you know what, the public doesn't have the money to spend to go out every week.
Well said, man. And, you know, he made it pretty clear, like, if you want to do your own club, go for it. Just don't do it near us.
No, do it near us.
Otherwise, you're going to lose.
I've seen a lot of them come and go.
Oh, indeed he has, ladies and gentlemen. My last question for you is, 11 years and counting, what are some future plans that do you have for Uncle Vinny's?
Well, we've opened up a second location at the Tuscan House in Toms River. We do comedy there every Friday night. And on January 31st, we're opening up a third location, and that's going to be in East Hanover, New Jersey, at Miami Mike's. It's a sports bar. He has a banquet room attached, and we're going to be doing comedy there every Saturday night. And hopefully we can nail a casino soon. If we can nail a casino, then that'll make us the largest comedy booker in the tri-state area. So that's the goal. I won't stop till casino's in my hands.
You pretty much got the city on lock. It's only a matter of time you get the whole state on lock, man. That's awesome stuff.
Oh, you know what? There's another comedy club in New Jersey that's been around double the years as me, a little bigger. I'm not going to say his name, but you know, we're the only 2 freestanding comedy clubs in New Jersey. Everybody else is either inside a casino, inside a restaurant, or inside a hotel. You know, we're the only ones that our address is Comedy Club, and you open up the door, and that's where we are. So it's a dying breed out there. Not many people have it anymore. Again, because you got to be able to take the chance. You got to be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to make money every night, but I got to give them good comics because they're going to come back. And as soon as you start lowering the talent level, that's when you lose business. You'll be out in no time.
Well, Dino, I want to take this time and thank you for being on the show. I truly appreciate it, and just congratulations on the longevity of Uncle Vinny's. And maybe one day, if if I have free time off work or whatever, I definitely have to take a trip to New Jersey and check this comedy club out for myself, and you know, and just check it out for myself. And again, thank you for being on the show. Continued success for Uncle Vinny's moving forward. And again, thank you for being on the show, sir.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
And again, check out the website, www.unclevinny'scomedyclub.com, and check out the schedule tab for all the up-and-coming appearances, including Andrew Dice Clay, January 28th and 29th. Go again, UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com. Thank you all for listening. That is Dino. I am Kenny. We are signing off. Thank you for listening. You take care.